Good evening, everyone. I'd like to remind everyone to please make sure that all cell phones are turned to the off or vibrate position. Also, please be advised our city council meetings are broadcast on television, on Comcast Channel 99, and rebroadcast on WMGJ Radio. This meeting of the Gadsden City Council will now come to order. The chair calls on City Clerk Alvin Nelson for the roll call.
Councilwoman Toles?
Here.
Councilman Williams?
Here.
Worthy?
Here.
Eccles?
Here.
Billingsley?
Here.
Councilman Cannon is absent. Councilman Reed?
Here.
We have a quorum present and our meeting is open for business. I'm going to ask Keith Williamson to lead the invocation. Please stand and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day, Lord. We thank you for the love, grace, and mercy that you've given us so freely, Father. We're never deserving of that. Lord, we pray that you, and I ask that you forgive us our sins, Father, that you show us the way that we are to go. I pray, God, that you just fill this room and each one of us with your wisdom, guidance, knowledge, and discernment, Father. Help us to be pleasing in your sight with all that we say, do, and think. We give you the thanks. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The chair will entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the work session and city council meeting held on January 7th.
So moved.
Second.
Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to approve minutes.
The chair will entertain a motion to ratify payment of accounts for the week of January 13th through the 19th.
So moved. Second.
Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to ratify payment of the accounts.
Proclamations, Mayor.
No, sir.
Unfinished business, item number 8A is an ordinance authorizing conveyance of property located in the 1500 block of Paradise Avenue in District 1. This ordinance was presented last week for first reading. Sheila and Lonnie Jones have offered to pay $250 to purchase a public improvement assessment on the property. The chair will entertain a motion to adopt this ordinance.
I move to adopt.
Second.
Okay, is there any discussion? Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to adopt the ordinance, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to adopt.
This is the time and place as advertised to conduct a public hearing allowing anyone to speak in opposition to or in favor of an ordinance rezoning portion of property located at 101 Ridgeway Avenue in District 4 from R1, One Family Residence District, to O1 Office District. Craig Ford, the owner, requested the rezoning so that the front and rear portions of the lot will be zoned the same. The Planning Commission unanimously recommended approval. Is there anyone who would like to speak in opposition to this ordinance? Does anyone wish to speak in favor? The ordinance has been presented today for first reading, and the council will vote on it next week.
Since there's no opposition, I'd ask that we go ahead and pass this today, if that's possible.
Second.
Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to consider the ordinance today at its first reading, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, we have unanimous consent for consideration.
I move to adopt.
Second.
Okay, is there any discussion? Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to adopt the ordinance, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to adopt.
Our next public hearing is a resolution ordering abatement of nuisance on property at 822 Avenue B in District 3, the City of Alabama, Leslie Higgins and Compass Bank being the last known owners. Is there anyone who would like to speak in opposition to this resolution? Does anyone wish to speak in favor?
Mr. President, I'm Brian Harbison with the Building Department. We started this case in March of 2016. There have been no improvements. There are no permits to improve. and we're asking today for a resolution to abate this nuisance.
What is the pleasure of the council?
Move to abate. Second.
Okay, is there any discussion? Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to adopt the resolution, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to adopt.
Our next public hearing is a resolution ordering abatement of nuisance on property at 1106 Hurst Street in District 3. Ollie Mae Williams and Jacqueline Belcher being the last known owners. Is there anyone who would like to speak in opposition to this resolution? Does anyone wish to speak in favor?
Mr. President, we started this case in November of 2014. There have been no improvements. There are no permits to improve. We're asking today for a resolution to abate this nuisance.
About that one a long time.
What is the pleasure of the council?
Move to abate.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, is there any discussion? Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to adopt the resolution, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to adopt.
Our next public hearing is a resolution ordering abatement of nuisance on property at 807 Vandale Boulevard in District 6. Michael D. Overby being the last known owner. Is there anyone who would like to speak in opposition to this resolution?
Yes, sir.
Come on up to the podium, sir. Sir, if you would, state your name and address for the record, please.
I'm Michael Overby. I live at 670 Creek Haven Road, Riddles Bend. And I purchased this property several years ago in hopes of finishing it and living there at the time. And I've had several things against me through the years. The first abatement letter I received was about broken windows, and a porch was falling off, and some rotten wood. And at the time, I contracted some fellas. They put a new porch on the house. I got over $2,000 worth of new windows in it, and I had the rotten wood repaired, and it's fell in dismay again because of different things. I've recently got my disability. I've diagnosed with avascular necrosis, and I ended up with 2 new metal hips, and I get around pretty good, and I have this month received my disability, and I'm finally able to do something with the house. Prior to hearing that this was in abatement, I had already been over there, and my nephew has been helping me. We've been cleaning the house out and doing some work on it. I didn't know it had fell under these circumstances. I apologize to the council, and I would like to talk to someone about steps to go about to repair the house, get it back in the shape that the city would like for it to be a piece of property that we can be proud of. And that's what I asked for today.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Does anyone else wish to speak in opposition? Does anyone wish to speak in favor?
Mr. President, this case involves actually it's an older case. We reopened it in June of 2015. There have been some improvements. You can see some new windows that have been installed some years ago. Other than that, no other improvements. We're asking for a resolution to abate the nuisance.
So how much time do you need?
Whatever the didn't bring my cane tonight, but I usually walk with a cane. I was trying to be proud and look like something today. And, I hope the city can work with me and let me repair this house and get it moving.
Thank you.
Mr. President, I'd like to suggest this, a 30-day table possible, to give him an opportunity to it. He's willing to do it, and he's gonna have the money. So let's give him a shot.
Yeah.
I'd ask for it anyway.
Second.
So we have a recommendation for a 30-day table and a second. Is there any discussion? I would agree with Councilman Reed, and that's what we were discussing here, about whether or not he could get a building permit if we actually pass this.
But he definitely needs to get with Mr. Harbison right in front of you and find out what you need to do to get that going, okay?
You need to understand it after 30 days.
Oh, yeah. After 30 days now, if you haven't brought it up to code, at least the outside, that's what he's gonna tell you, do the outside first. Then we'll be right back here having to pass it, okay? And you're lucky Mr. Cannon is not here. That's his district.
I was gonna talk for him. Say, give him a little time.
What is this? Now everybody's going. Quit looking down here.
He can talk to Brian, and he can sort of guide you along
Yeah.
what you need to do, as long as it moves along and stays up, I think.
That's not a problem. Not a problem at all. We're, as has been said from time to time, we're not interested in tearing houses down. We want to see them rehabbed.
Amen.
That's right.
I am aware of how bad something like that can be if it ain't attended to, fires and people getting in there and getting hurt. I do understand why y'all have to deal with those, and I appreciate getting the opportunity to try to save it.
Just out of curiosity, how long have those new windows been in there? Because I'm surprised they haven't gotten them yet.
7 years, probably 7 years ago. I actually had $1,500 worth of plumbing done too. It's got brand new tanks. Just the repairs should have been more visible, and everything would have probably been in different circumstances now. I apologize for the way things have come out on the house.
It's probably a lot easier to go across over to the steel plant and get it there.
Yeah,
Because you can haul it out easier.
yeah, that's right. All
Oh,
right,
me.
call for the vote.
Those in favor to table the resolution for 30 days, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to table for 30 days.
Item number 13 is a resolution authorizing agreement with Academy Sports and Outdoors. This is for the company to sponsor the City Parks and Recreation Department in the amount of $1,200 in exchange for advertising at certain city events. The chair will entertain a motion to adopt this resolution.
I move to adopt.
Second.
Okay, is there any discussion?
Academy has been a really, really good sponsor to work with. A lot of the events we have in Parks and Rec, grills, hats, T-shirts, they're always really a big sponsor. They've even fed some people before, so we're glad to partner up with. We appreciate their help. Yes, sir.
All right, clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to adopt the resolution, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to adopt.
Item number 14 is a resolution authorizing agreement with ALDOT. This is a preliminary engineering agreement for resurfacing and traffic striping on Randall Street from 6th Street to 11th Street. The total estimated project cost is $30,899.70 with 80% federal funding. That equates to $24,719.76, and the city's 20% share of $6,179.94. The chair will entertain a motion to adopt this resolution.
So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Of course, these are, one thing I'll share is that both this one and the next one are both items that are planned for the MPO cycle covering 2020 to 2024. So these are future projects. Okay. Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to adopt the resolution, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to adopt.
Item number 15 is a resolution authorizing agreement with ALDOT. This is a preliminary engineering agreement for bridge replacement on George Wallace Drive over Nolan Branch. The total estimated project cost is $157,651.50, with 80% federal funding of $126,121.20, and the city's 20% share of $31,530.30. The chair will entertain a motion to adopt this resolution.
So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to adopt the resolution, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to adopt.
Is there any new business?
Yes, Mr. President, I have two. One, I ask for unanimous consent, and this is from Parks and Recreation to accept a grant from the Etowah County Community Development in the amount of $20,000.
Second.
Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to consider the resolution today under new business, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, consent has been granted.
I move for adoption.
Second.
Okay, is there any discussion?
This is basically money that will be used to renovate the Gadsden tennis complex. There's a lot of activities that go on over there, sports activities, so this will come in handy in renovating the area, different areas that's needed.
Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to adopt the resolution, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to adopt.
Okay, is there any more new business?
Yes, I have a request from, I ask for unanimous consent, and this from the engineering department, and this is awarding a bid for the multi-use trail system expansion at Nakalula Fall for the Black Creek multi-trans trail system.
Second.
Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to consider the resolution as an item of new business, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, consent has been granted.
I move for adoption.
Second.
Okay, is there any discussion?
This will be addition to the trails that we already have at Nakalula Fall. This will be an expansion in the amount of $93,000. This is what the bid came in to, and so this will be something for the Black Creek area, new trails, happy trails.
Happy trail.
All right, clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to adopt the resolution, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to adopt.
Is there any more new business?
Yes, Mr. President, I have two, and a request from EMA. The first one is, I'm asking for unanimous consent on resolution authorizing acceptance of a hazard mitigation grant from the state of Alabama in the amount of $131,999 for the East Gadsden Storm Shelter Project.
Second.
Okay, clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to consider the resolution today under new business, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, consent has been granted.
Move for adoption, please.
Second.
Okay, is there any discussion?
Yes, this is going to be a community safe room, which will be located at 1551 Mississippi Street in East Gadsden. It'll be right behind the J.W. Stewart Clinic and between the J.W. Stewart Clinic and the ball field right there. And it should house 113 people, and it'll withstand winds of up to 250 miles per hour.
Okay. Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to adopt the resolution, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to adopt.
Have one more, and it's also from the EMA, asking for unanimous consent. It's authorizing acceptance of a hazard mitigation grant from the state of Alabama in the amount of $131,973 for the West Gadsden Storm Shelter Project.
Second.
Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to consider the resolution today under new business, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, consent has been granted.
Move for adoption, please.
Second.
Okay, any discussion?
Yes, this is another community safe room, and it will be located at the intersection of Gladys Street and Lookout Avenue over in the Mill Village. And it also will be able to house 113 people and withstand winds of up to 250 miles per hour.
Okay. Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to adopt the resolution, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to adopt.
Is there any more new business? Department reports, committees, boards? Remarks by the mayor and council? Mayor?
I just have one thing. I went to a luncheon today and spoke, and before it started, they had a lady to sing and play the piano, and she sang like a songbird. I mean, she was really, really good, and turns out it was our own Miss Iva Pady Nelson, city clerk. She did a great job, I'm telling you.
All right.
I may get her a recording contract. You did a good job.
Got a star amongst us.
I think it's therapy after dealing with us all this
It
time.
is. And I got to eat, too, while I was there.
All right. Councilwoman Toles?
No comment.
Ms. Eccles? Councilman Worthy? Councilman Billingsley? Councilman Reed, got to you in a hurry, didn't it?
No, I would like to welcome Luke Womack and his dad here tonight. Luke is in the back on the left with I don't know what that shirt is he's got on back there, Alabama or something. Anyway, he's here as a part of his Eagle Scout, earning that designation and going forward to his Eagle Scout designation. So we welcome him and encourage him to come back.
All right. All right. Congratulations. That's a nice shirt. It's just got a little dirt across the front.
I could say something. The last guy we had here a couple of years ago went on to finish school in engineering, went to work for BP, and now he's in getting his MBA at Harvard University. So just keep up the good work. You never know where it might end.
Bring a friend.
Yeah. He set the bar high, that's for sure.
Yeah.
You're talking about Kevin Darrell Ferguson. So he's doing really well. All right, the only other announcement I have is just a couple. I did want to give a quick, we were asked to make an announcement about the Gadsden Job Corps Center's graduation. They're having a graduation ceremony on Friday, January 27th at 1:30 p.m. And the ceremony will be at 600 at their campus, 600 Valley Street. And so they're encouraging the public and all elected officials and anyone who's interested in attending. I did have the benefit of speaking at their graduation one year, and it's an impressive event. It is a very impressive event. I'd like to say that I was the draw for that crowd, but I know better. It was just those parents come out and they support those kids, and they're very proud of them. So it is a very impressive event. The only other announcement I have is this. Again, I do appreciate the Times for coming out and supporting our event and reporting on it. We had a very good meeting. I think the thing that I'm proudest of is that that Carver Engineering presented some 3D renderings to the public, and it gave them an opportunity to see conceptually what that building could potentially look like. And I think the light came on for people. I mean, people really are starting to realize just how serious a project it is and just how good a project it's going to be for the city. Now, it didn't go without challenge. People have things that they want to see, and people have ideas that they wanted to present. But by and large, the community accepted and was very pleased with what they saw. So again, I'm really happy about that. If there's nothing else, I entertain a motion that we adjourn.
So moved.
Third.